Thank you very much for staying with us till this far to our final segment of the show. Today, in a special way, we've been talking about labor externalization and also urban employment policies that can help us overcome the challenges of employment that are currently facing Ugandans. Now, I'll start with Mr. Mukundane here. You are the PRO of the Uganda Association for Recruitment Agencies. External recruitment agencies. Could you take us briefly through what the organization is all about and how the Ugandan out there who is looking maybe for work abroad can be helped by the organization?
Great. As I said in the beginning, UWERA, or Uganda Association of External Recruitment Agencies, is an organization or a body or an umbrella body, in that case, for the companies that have been licensed or authorized by the government of Uganda source and place Ugandans abroad. Ideally, the objectives are many, but to mention a few, is that of the most important one is self-regulation. To be able to ensure that the companies that are licensed operate within the set guidelines, the set regulations, the set laws to promote what we call ethical recruitment. Just like that, our major push is to make sure that people are facilitated officially to go and work abroad. And of course, that does not leave the major role or key pertinent role to this of informing the government, the public, on what we mean by legal or regular migration. And of course, we always use such platforms to inform the public that us as UWERA, we're not convincing you to come and go and work, but we're only informing you that should you be in need of wanting to go and work abroad, we advise that you go through a licensed recruitment company. And how to know that this company is licensed, we normally recommend people to go to Google, for those who can access internet, and type in EEMIS. That's a government portal which showcases all licensed recruitment companies, and one is able to get the information. But for those who may not be able to access internet or may not be in Kampala, we advise them to go to the offices of the DISO, District Internal Security Officers, in every district, the offices of the RDC, but also the offices of the District Labor Officer in every district. They'll be able to get these lists of licensed recruitment companies. But that alone may not be enough to tell that indeed, after picking this company, someone can easily say, I'm this company, you know. We advise them that once you reach that office, the licenses by law are supposed to be displayed. So you must be able to enter an office and see the license. And also when it comes to payment, whatever money you pay, you must be able to ask for a receipt. At start, I did not mention that this sector is governed by two laws or two regulations. One is the Statutory Instrument number 47 of 2021, which is under the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, which normally looks at the legal or regular migration. But there is also what we call the trafficking, what is known as the Trafficking in Persons Act 2009, which falls under the Ministry of Internal Affairs, which handles the irregular part, the trafficking and all that. Now, it is this receipt, if you have paid to a wrong or a legitimate company, that will be used to prosecute these individuals, or to be able to even refund your money if police can succeed. But even if you have paid to a licensed recruitment company, it is mentioned in the regulation that if someone has not been externalized within 120 days, that money, the person has a right to ask for a refund, as long as you paid after signing the contract, but also with possession of the receipt, because that's the only proof. So we advise people to do that. But also, one of the things, by the way, that we know that are causing a lot of challenges to our people are the tour and travel companies. Most of the people traveling on visit visas have obtained them through these tour and travel companies. And because they feel that these people deal with airlines, they deal with travel, so they can easily facilitate one to go. So by law, they are not supposed to externalize Ugandans. So we advise Ugandans that at any point, if you see a tour and travel company either advertising, people can advertise on social media and all that, or someone is linking you to that such a company, please make sure you do not engage yourself or start any process of labor externalization through such a company, an organization.
When you talk about the license, you can still fake licenses, right? Or how do I tell a fake license from an authentic one?
As I said, I mentioned of the portal, the EEIMS. Once you look at this license, they always have license numbers.
Okay.
But also, when you verify, because you can verify on EMIS, once you get the license, you look at the license, you verify. The EMIS will tell you whether that company is the exact company and where it is located.
Meaning you have to have internet to be able
yes, to be able to do that. But also, you see, I always tell people that labor externalization or being engaged in this exercise is not one day's event. So I always advise people to put in time. So even if you walked to a company, say in Kansanga, and that's where you found that company with a license, displaying and all that, it doesn't cost you so much to walk back or to get into a taxi, come to the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social, which is just above CPS, or even come to Uwera, just see at BMK House, next to Africana, and verify and say, I'm interested in traveling through company this. I found it located in Kansanga. Is it a licensed recruitment company? It doesn't cost you so much. So be able to verify, because as Chairman said, once you travel anyhow, there's so much at stake, including your life. So it's always advisable that you verify. And those simple steps are able to let you be able to know that whatever you're engaged in is legitimate.
Mr. Well, trade unions. We've talked about several of them here, the National Organization for Trade Unions being the big umbrella. Why should the Ugandan worker out there be looking out for a trade union? How important is it for any laborer out there to be under a trade union?
The importance of trade union is a workers' organization formed by workers for the purposes of for defending their rights, advocating for their welfare, ensuring that they are safe and they have decent work. And labor unions are very key because they can identify issues that, like now for you, you are now in the studio working, but somebody out there in the media union or journalist union is supposed to be speaking for you, supposed to be identifying issues that are affecting you. So the workers entirely, trade union is its main agenda is to ensure that there is that relationship between employer and employee. They bridge that gap and they bring out the voices of the workers to the employer, and then the employer make what they call an agreement. Now, that agreement normally comes in there's a consent by the employer to allow you to join the union. By the way, Constitution allows you, once you declare that you want to join the union, your employer is not supposed to stop you.
Yes.
So it helps you to see and work out a system that can deliberately, you put your voices together, and that voice is deliberately can be listened to by the employer, by the government, because at the union level, at workplace, the union is supposed to put in a structure. You are supposed to have what they call the shop stewards. And those shop stewards are supposed to be your representatives at workplace. Like in the studio here, you have one person in another department, then all of them meet, put your issues together to the management. Once the management and then you come to the umbrella union, first of all the national union. Like when you talk of Amalgamated Transport and General Workers Union, we have a very good system where we negotiate for workers at workplace. And that negotiation normally is binding. Once you negotiate, you agree, then you sign what they call collective bargaining agreement.
Yes.
Now that bargaining agreement works like a Bible, where both of you must respect, the employer must respect,
yes.
and you follow it. And in most workplaces where unions have got that collective bargaining agreement, the industrial relations is very smooth, and there's industrial harmony. Now, trade unions bring harmony in the workplace. Where you have issues, they identify the issues, bring it on table, you negotiate. Once you negotiate out, you can decide on what to do.
Yes.
So in most cases, where unions operate, the workers feel better and have another system where their voices are listened to by the employer. Now there's at a lower level where you have workplace union, you
shop
steward, then you come to national
management.
National union.
Yes.
Then after national union, these national union are the ones now come to be umbrella. Now, not we have 34 unions.
Wow,
Other
in Uganda.
Yes, other are public service or government, others are in the formal sector. So you find that industrial relations is promoted. Now at that level of the umbrella, we also have now NOTU, government, and the Federation of Uganda Employers working as a tripartite. Now, that tripartitism is also linked now to International Labour Organization.
Yes.
Now, International Labour Organization is now the champion, the UN champion,
yes.
in as far as the work is concerned. And in that way, we are automatically at the hands of UN,
Yes.
where the measures and all international laws that we domesticate here, like the labor laws and so on, is brought down here. Now, at that level, we also have what they call Parliament of Work. Parliament of Work normally happens once in a year, whereby the workers, the employers, and the government, we go to Geneva to deliberate on the issues affecting
the workers,
the labor. And there, it's a serious parliament where government sits in the middle, workers sit on the left, and then employers sit on the right. Now, where we have a problem with the government, we report it to ILO in the conference. Now, whether employer or government or workers, you can, but in most cases, we are there to deliberate on policies and the international laws that, which is referred as convention.
Yes.
And those conventions come down here. When we come back,
Yes.
we
Ratifications.
we ratify, then it becomes our law.
Yeah.
So in that way, workers have got a very strong international mechanism on how they work. And that's why, as you were saying, that the workers' organization is one of the strongest organizations in the world.
Yes.
Now, what we need is to educate people more so that they can join the union. Once they join the union, we have more membership, we have good voices, and that now represents workers. You find that the government will listen to you, the employer will listen to you. At the end of it, you see things working. Like we have been doing. You had when we were advocating for after the COVID. You are saying, no, let's have something for the workers. those who are serving with the NSSF and so on. And today, at least, people have access there. Those are some of the issues whereby when you have a collective voice, you are able to achieve. So, government workers and employers complement each other. We work as partners.
Yes.
And once we work together, we can make this country progress, the beautiful, and even ensure that there are more employment in the country. So we need to be more focused. We need to be more, I wouldn't say aggressive, but we must be more focused on the issue that are affecting workers so that we are able to make things work for the country.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Were, and thank you very much, Mr. Mukundane, for your time. Uganda, there you have it. You know now about how you must follow the procedure when you're going abroad to work, and you know that as a worker, you're supposed to be under a certain trade union for you to be able to actually work together with other workers in a harmonious environment. My name is Anthony Sebale, and I have been your host. Joining me has been Mr. Were, Asha Wilson, as well as Mr. Mukundane Roni. I'll catch you on the next show. See you then.